Flyover State of Film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cool when we record like 3 episodes of this thing and only one airs. Yeah, but I'm down for the ride. Haha. I see it being really fun, or just like no one clicking as they do on Twitter. Like, I know you and I could hold a 45-minute BS conversation about anything. Just don't know about it all over. Man, I'm not trying to trash it. It'll be fun, I'm sure. I've just been involved in so many podcast startups. There's easily 10 hours of unreleased audio of me on various shows. Wait, I think I figured out a pattern. Yeah, you're right. We'll see. I like that it's going to be bi-weekly. That should help with the burnout. Every podcast just needs one person really committed to keep it going. And that, my friends, it's been 1 year since we have started Flyover State of Film. That was me and Brian's conversations 2 days prior to recording episode 1. The littlest
I was
faith
the optimistic
ever shown.
one, though. He didn't tell which part was which. Joe was all like, this is never going to last. And I was like, dude, be cool, bro.
So, well, that voice you hear is Brian. Allow me to introduce a year together. I got Brian, TJ, Yusuf. Let's pop those corks.
Yeah.
Crack those beers.
Water.
Nice.
I want the people out there to know that I'm not drinking water for any health-related reasons. I didn't stop drinking or anything. I just literally forgot to stop and get beer. So it's not personal. It's just, and I didn't want to go back out once I realized.
I also appreciate the personal conversation you guys had about the idea. I came to you with, but I love the faith.
It was a different time for our relationship, TJ.
That's true.
I was like, this ginger guy is on me about this podcast, and I've had some crackpots propose some podcasts to me. I'm not gonna lie. What I said in there was true.
I like how you guys don't read the part.
You were wrong, but
there's like a Latino in this bullshit too.
We gotta have some diversity.
Joe edit that part out.
Well, the first.
Thank you, Joe, for cutting out all those virulent racist phrases that I used.
He was like, man, Brian was really like, man, maybe we should build that wall.
Well, the fourth person we were going to ask was originally a female, but then found out she ended up being a man. The Twitter, the catfish thing. So we didn't
want to. There it is. We didn't want to marry Sue.
You guys haven't been catfished several times. Whatever.
That's how I met my wife.
I'm so lonely.
I thought she was a man. So
I like the idea that Yusuf and his wife were catfishing the same person, and that's how they met. Like they're both like taking advantage of one dummy, and they like fall in love because of their mutual
catfishing. No, so I did want to talk before we got onto real topics. A year of Flyover, a year with the boys. What are some of our favorite times that we've had on the show? A bit, just some brief notes, and or at least favorite.
I'll
start.
You go for it.
I was just gonna say I'll start. One of my favorite episodes we ever recorded. I'm so bummed that I feel like it wasn't as watched because of its length. Is the Halloween episode? I feel like that's one of the first we really just like went for it and like so ambitious, and every episode's a blast, but that felt like an extra.
That was on my list too. The Halloween episode stands out. Just because what's not like costumes make everything better. I mean, that's why everybody like loves Comic-Con. That's why everybody loves Halloween.
And
like, you just feel everybody loves being in a good costume.
And we talked for like 2.5 hours.
So much.
And that's why no one listened.
It's a long one, sure. But hey, you need that hashtag content, baby. We talked like, what did we talk about? 4 franchises, like full franchises that have like 7 movies apiece. That's a lot.
It'll be retooled. It's going to be retooled for this Halloween.
And I think that's one of my first like rants. Like I went on a rant and everybody just stared at me like, this is boring as fuck. What are you doing? And I was like, just let me finish. I
got things to say, and I'm going to say them.
And also, you guys did great face makeup too, Yusuf and Joe.
Oh, I was sweating like a motherfucker.
So good though. And I appropriated Frozone. So.
TJ, what were you going to say is your favorite? I'll lead off with you.
Probably my favorite has to be the first episode because it wasn't. We literally had no idea what we were doing. And the original idea was just I was going to pick a movie every week. And at some point, like after that episode, I was like, maybe we should switch that off because it's going to get real stagnant real fast with just like my type of things.
Yeah, I took over as producer. And
and obviously, I think it'll, before I hit Brian or Yusuf, I think it goes without saying Pittsburgh was the pinnacle.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Anyway, Yusuf.
I wore my tribute shirt, even though my wife told me it looks like it's covered in buttholes.
She's not wrong. Buttholes. Yeah, Yusuf, what do you got there?
Oh, my favorite is the one where Brian's connection wasn't good and he wasn't for the entire episode. That was my favorite.
That was an early one. That was what, like second or third episode?
That was my favorite because I got to talk and nobody interrupted me. So that was my favorite.
If no one ever interrupted you, this would be a one-man podcast.
It was fantastic.
Wasn't that the Mars Attacks episode too?
Oh, I don't remember which one it was actually.
That was a good. I mean, like, there's no full-blown, I think, terrible episode.
No, I just have a bad memory, of course. I mean, we could bring it up again.
Well, before we bring up your bad, I want to hear what Brian's good, his favorite part, his favorite.
I was gonna say, like, we talked about the Halloween one, we talked about Pittsburgh, and all the episodes are consistently a lot of fun to do. Like, even we can go. I'll roll this into like what my bad thing would be that like no one ever likes the movies I pick, no matter for what reason I pick them. What? It's fine. It's all right. It's cool. But the point is that even though that's the case, I still enjoy doing it. I never am like sorry that I did it.
I know where you're coming from.
They're all equally fun, and I have a good time. So it's like it's hard for me to pinpoint a high and low.
You picked Lord of the Rings, sir.
Yeah, that's true. And Joe didn't like it.
Yeah, fine. But you said everybody.
Fair enough.
Replay the tape. I said I did not like it. I
liked Island of Dr. Moreau. I liked Cabin Boy a lot, especially Cabin Boy because that brought me right back to my childhood.
I liked Urban Legends.
Lord of the Ring. Yeah, but that was your pick, wasn't it?
I know.
And now my favorite part is making you guys talk about the good movies that I picked and say nice things. Yeah.
Well, Kiss Goodnight, I think, was the best movie you picked.
Oh yeah, you picked Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch it, and I just heard your podcast and said all the things you said.
Yeah, it was a funny bit.
That's a good one.
You had it? Didn't you have it scripted out?
Yeah, I had literally all his lines.
That's so good.
So,
what am I talking about? My favorite part, my favorite memory is the first movie trivia SmackDown.
Oh,
that's we all have such terrible memories, and as soon as I said it, you all went, that's all the way I felt too. That, of course, is the funnest shit. That was hilarious. That's why we brought it back at least
honestly,
like a dozen more times.
For the listeners tonight, we are dressed like we're amateurs on the SmackDown.
You know what though? Like my character would really wear sunglasses. So I think that I can't fully commit to this.
Well,
I don't feel like I'm bringing a lot to the table without a pair of sunglasses.
It's not bar trivia without the sunglasses.
Oh, I knew I was in the right podcast when I saw that bullshit rant, and I texted you guys. I was like, I just really want to make fun of him would you guys be down to be characters on my fake trivia show? And all of you instantly were like, yes, fuck yes.
Well,
I was like, yes,
I was
I am in the right podcast.
I was conflicted because like I was kind of like doing some grunt work on the show. The real show, you know, like scooping up the shit, cleaning the toilets, clipping their nose hairs. And I was just hoping one day they'd say, "Hey man, would you answer some movie questions?" So I was a little timid. I'm glad I took that leap
though. I think that's fair.
I took that leap. I still like clean their gooches, but like that's just for fun.
I think one of my favorite, actually one of my legit favorite ones is the one when we recorded 5 flybys in a row for the bracket. We got so punch drunk by the 4th one.
So dead.
It was so funny recording that because it was like, just fuck it, let's go, do it.
Joe eventually started answering as Homer. Just got out of the camera and just held up a doll for a while.
I got Homer's propped up in this different room right here.
Oh, so good. I mean, all the flybys and all the ideas of which guys are still going to be coming. All from the first
everyone. This is only going another year strong.
I don't know. You should read my text between me and Brian.
Let me read back that text from before.
Oh man, Yusuf, you got something to say on air?
Do you have the least favorite, actually?
Oh, dodging the convo.
I got one. That's the usual in Pittsburgh where I just got way too ahead of myself.
That's my favorite.
And just, I missed out a couple things and wish it didn't. But other than that, good
TJ did not know about Puerto Rican rum, and he found out the hard way.
Hey, you know what? I bet after seeing today's movie, like you'll have softened your stance on the time travel aspects of Endgame. You'll be like, you know what? Actually, they did a lot of work. They put in some work in that one.
The tree. Oh, so good. What about you guys?
No, like I said, I have no problem. I've never had like a bad experience. I feel like the one time that I soured the experience was we were supposed to do a flyby right after an episode, and I was just all kind of like,
but that was like the smartest move because then we didn't have a bad product. For me, I think I just got too drunk in like the 3rd episode or so.
I did that in a couple. Yeah.
Like we learned
I'm doing that right now.
Yeah, you officially quit the show.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
On the 1 year
celebrate anniversaries, guys. That's what we're doing here. And TJ said something earlier about anniversaries, and I think I'd like him to revisit it. What was that you're saying earlier, TJ?
No, I was gonna ask you guys. I'm like, because there's a point in me where like you're due and you can enjoy an anniversary. Other than that, there's times where I just get so sick of it just from social medias. This movie came out 10 years ago. This movie came out 15 years ago. What do you guys think is the appropriate movie anniversary?
Well, like I saw one, there's a couple of movie sites that I follow, like that are specific, like the Jaws one, and they just talk about Jaws all the time. So it's like I don't worry about that because I follow that on purpose. But then I saw one the other day that was like The Omen, which great movie, but it came out 44 years ago.
Nah, it's not ever.
Wait till next year. I mean, at least I'll give you every 5 years, but like a 44th year, that doesn't feel very special. That was a long time ago, sure, but like
So I feel like anniversary wise, it goes like when you hit your 10 year, when you hit your 20 year. And then you start doing the 25, 30, 35, right? Like when you hit your 5 year after,
still like popular enough to be talking about it 20 years after. Yeah, I think you could do every 5 years because that's probably a fairly beloved movie.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is a subgenre of that. I don't want to hijack this, but I think we need to pick when we're talking about dead celebrities. Either we celebrate their birthday or the day they died, not both. You don't need both. I don't need it two times unless they died on their birthday. That's something you can talk about that.
Never heard that take.
No, I fuck. If you died, you're okay. You're done. Goodbye. Why are we celebrating?
Get any more celebrations at all?
No. Why are you celebrating your birthday? When you celebrate a birthday, is literally celebrating another year of life.
We celebrate like 1 year since they died. Do you go from celebrating their birthday to celebrating their death day? I'm just saying we don't need both.
No,
one or the other's fine.
I don't even do that. I have literally my aunt. She raised me, tattooed on my wrist. I don't know when she died. I don't remember. It's like
Yeah,
it happened. Why are we keeping track of every single day somebody dies? So literally every single day we have to be remembering. Oh my God, this person died. Oh, this person died. If every 5 hours it's like this person died on this minute. On the next minute, somebody died on this minute.
Purposes of the Twitterversary and the constant.
No, I'm saying
celebration.
like it's just you should just.
You don't
like,
want any of it. You don't want anybody.
No, you should fine. I'm not saying do not celebrate that person, not embrace whatever they did in their life, but like rehashing their death every fucking year.
well,
like,
okay. Let me
Fucking
shift this
hell.
back to it. So we just
You
celebrated
want
the
to
third.
use an excuse to remember somebody once a year.
Welcome to the Death
Do you talk about them on their
Podcast.
birthday, or you talk about on their death of their anniversary?
yeah.
I'm just saying they both get.
I'm
They
sorry.
get both.
I'm sorry. I hijacked.
Let's
No,
talk
I mean,
about
good.
let's talk about the Death Podcast.
I went too negative.
Mull over our loved ones and lost.
To answer TJ's question, according to my wife, every single anniversary is important, TJ. So
that's
I
good.
have to celebrate every single year of the movies.
Every year.
Every year. It's
I
very
got boom.
important.
Zodiac came out in like February
Every year.
2000.
How do you make room to watch new movies if you're constantly like, oh my god, I rewatch this?
I'm in between. I'm in between watching the movie and just tweeting out "Happy Birthday," "Happy Death Day," and "Anniversary Day" for the movie every single fucking day. It's the only thing I tweet every now.
I
It's
just like
gonna-
I like 25th anniversaries and then a 50th.
20, you think 25 is the good one?
I think every decade is fine. Honestly, every
Yeah,
10.
I feel
Okay,
like,
well,
I feel like decade. I would even skip the 5 year. I agree. I think
Well,
a
here's the
decade
question,
is
then.
like that's plenty.
Just like
Yeah.
because the Avengers is coming back out in theaters, is kind of on the same thing. Like the
10-year.
the 25th anniversary Blu-rays, the 30th anniversary Blu-rays, the 20th anniversary. Like that's at some
I'm
point.
still
it's gonna
watching
be
my
so-
25th anniversary Jaws DVD. So
Same.
just in case you're
I'm
wondering,
doing
I'm
my-
not upgrading. I
Oh,
don't
I have
care.
that. I
They
have
release
that.
a new one every 5 years, and I'm not doing it.
Oh, they will.
No.
They'll throw in a little new thing of whatever changed the culture. Mini doc of
How many times can I see Richard Dreyfuss tell that story about how the shark is not where he tells it on every special feature I've
Yeah.
ever fucking seen.
I mean, that movie is boring, so I don't know what to do.
Well-
Mine's the 30th anniversary Goonies. It comes with a board game. So
Well, I know it would like spark this is the not even our anniversary. It's the 30th of Batman. I understand that
yeah.
movie was important. Also,
Hey, hot take, guys! That
Okay.
movie's good. Did you hear? It's a
Yeah,
good
like,
movie.
I have a
Whoa!
whole- I have
Look
a
out for
whole-
my blistering hot take, guys!
I have a whole room dedicated to that movie, wall to wall. My wife loves it.
I'm sorry.
Brian should start a business about hot takes.
I was gonna start a podcast, but same day.
Get it? Do you guys get it?
Now you made me feel bad. Now I need to watch a movie to make me feel better.
Damn, this guy's on fire, man. Joe,
Wow, man.
you guys handling your business all over the place.
Jeez.
Talking about Billy, I mean,
Laying it.
talking about feeling better. I wanted to ask the guys since Joe, I don't know if Ryan and Stephanie have probably listened to every single episode. Thank you guys, but you may have noticed a trend with Joe, and that is he likes to talk about fucking Lake House. And when you look at Joe's face, beautiful face, you wouldn't assume, oh, that guy loves Lake House.
Oh,
So I wanted to ask the guys, what is that one movie that people don't automatically assume that you watch, like, enjoy, either in a good mood or in a bad mood? What is like your go-to random movie? I'm going to start it off just to set the mood, set the tone. I legit love, and I've watched way too many times, a little movie called No Strings Attached from
Wow.
Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
that is shocking.
I have no clue why. I legit fucking love that movie. I see the shit in it. It's so bad. It is bad. It's very bad. And there's a lot of good people in it, and it's still very bad. But I don't know. I fucking hit play, and I'm in that world. I'm like, yeah, fall in love, guys. I'm rooting for you. I really love you guys, and I don't know why. It's so bad. I legit love that movie. So
Do you like
setting the mood?
Do you like the other one that came out at exactly the same time?
It's
Friends
not
with
Mila
Benefits?
Kunis. Sorry, it's oh wow, and Mila Kunis is the sheep version of Just Friends. It's Natalie
Friends with-
Portman,
Yeah,
Natalie
Friends with
Portman,
Benefits.
and Ashton Kutcher. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, you're thinking of No Strings Attached.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Just Friends is shit. It's shit. No Strings Attached is shit, but I like it.
So Just Friends is the one you like?
No, Just
No,
Friends
no.
is not what he's talking about. He's talking about
No
Friends with
Strings
Benefits
Attached.
and No Strings Attached.
Yeah.
Armageddon, Deep Impact.
Sorry. All right.
Okay,
What about you, Brian?
I've never seen either of them because I don't watch rom-coms. That's kind of a thing that
You should
I don't
totally
do that.
You should totally
It's gonna
watch.
come up again. We're foreshadowing here, but I
No
don't really
Strings
watch.
Attached.
This is
romantic-
the Ramiest Rami-com ever.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it. But there is a movie that was on the HBO when I was like in my first apartment and had HBO because I was too dumb to realize that I couldn't afford it. And there was a couple movies that were just always on HBO. One was Election, fucking classic. I still love it. One was the documentary Trekkies, which again I fucking love. And another one was one that was more like a guilty pleasure. And I could never stop myself from watching it. It would come on. And I would just find myself sucked into it. And honestly, it was Youssef that made me remember. And it was Melissa Joan Hart and Adrian Grenier and Drive Me Crazy. It's the movie based on the Britney Spears song.
That's so good.
It's appallingly bad.
No, it's not.
But for some reason,
I watched that
era,
recently.
Like, the same way I watched those other movies that I still think hold up very well, I would find myself sucked into this movie. And then Adrian Grenier went on to be way more famous because we had Entourage and whatever. And I was like, what? I don't remember. To be honest, I haven't seen it in years. I just remember that's like one of the very few bad rom-coms that I ever got into. That and Never Been Kissed, although I kind of legitimately like Never Been Kissed.
That's a good movie.
It's all right. It's also hilarious when that guy throws the egg at Drew Barrymore. That's I know it's supposed to be the big emotional moment, but it's so funny.
How about you, man?
Oh, me? I'm kind of going along with you guys and the rom-coms and stuff like that. Like, this movie also used to be on HBO, real late night. And, like, I was, 14, 15. I enjoyed it a lot. And
They see hookers and johns.
No, but along the same line.
Real sex.
Wild Things with Denise Richards and Neff Campbell.
Well, that's just jerk-off material.
No, I'm talking about, like, a legit story. It's a great...
Especially when that Kevin Bacon scene, he's like...
Yeah, you did a double bill with Wild Things and Bound.
No, it's got a great twist to it, and it's a great drama mystery. Like, you don't know what's happening, and there's that other twist. Matt Dillon's probably at his best. And also Bill Murray's in it, so that's like a great, like...
Oh, Brian loves Bill Murray.
So I got to say,
Brian's a big Bill Murray fan.
I don't want to paint myself as the guy who doesn't like Bill Murray. Obviously, I like Bill Murray in things, but not in everything. No, I don't have to like his other behavior.
You ever seen Caddyshack, man?
What? Have you seen Ghostbusters, bro?
Jeez.
What is
any of his Wes Anderson stuff?
Oh, with Kristen Wiig? I love that movie.
Oh, he is in that, right?
And then also Critters.
That's not... my
problem with this question was I felt like everything I came up with, like the movies I truly love, are all pretty on brand for me, and I didn't feel like I could come up with something that, like, maybe A League of Their Own, but I mean, literally, I posted pictures of dressed in the pink dress,
but like,
so that's hard.
I also feel like everybody loves A League of Their Own.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's not, and I think the only thing that makes it off brand is because I'm not usually talking about sports movies, but it's a beloved classic. Like
I got my one will lead also into our next topic. It is not The Lake House, but Keanu Reeves does make a small appearance, and that is Something's Gotta Give.
Yeah,
it's a great movie. You just feel so good at the end. Jack Nicholson, Diane Keaton, Amanda Peet, Keanu Reeves.
That's the classic.
I don't think there's again. I don't know.
It's like it's just like old lady. It's like just like an old lady rom-com.
It's the classic. It's the classic
trailer for it for sure.
Brian is gonna hate it because it's the classic a douche with a heart. He's a douche the
Oh,
entire
he's the
movie.
biggest asshole in the world. He's just like he's
And
supposed
then
to
in
be.
the end, he gets a happy ending.
He's essentially like an Esquire writer or something, you know?
He gets Christopher Plummered. He just gets off the hook for no reason.
No, he
has.
has obsessive compulsive disorder, and he's like he can't touch things and he can't interact with people, and he has a lot of money, and then he falls for Helen Hunt. I think it's
What are you talking about?
Something's Gotta Give.
No, that's not something. Something's got to give.
The other one, the one that Helen Hunt won the Oscar for.
Yeah, something's got to
As good
give.
as it get. That's as
Yeah,
good as it get.
it gets.
Yeah, no, something's got to give is like.
Someone under the age of 30 trying to listen to this right now. We need to move past this real quick.
So anyway,
Something's Gotta
Keanu
Give is the lady
Keanu
having
Reeves,
sex. Diane
dates-
Keaton.
Keanu Reeves dates Diane Keaton briefly in
Yes.
that film as the younger man. And having said that, what is your favorite and least favorite Keanu Reeves film?
Jack Nicholson has sex with Keanu Reeves in that movie.
Jack
And we're
Nicholson has sex with Amanda Pete in that movie.
I don't know if we made it clear for this best and worst Keanu Reeves movies that we're going to do. We're leaving out tonight's topic, and we can talk about that at the very end. So do not rank tonight's movies in your best and worst if you were planning it. Please.
No, we weren't.
I only have one.
I was, but you know that goes without saying. They're both the best.
Well, now you're not. So
All right,
Yeah.
Brian, you
this is
and your
my
big
segment.
Brian, you and your big chode start.
Whoa.
That's fair. That's fair. I think favorite Keanu movie for me is maybe Constantine. Honestly,
Yes.
I think that's just a really solid comic book movie. I think Keanu has benefited his whole career from like finding the roles that use him perfectly because he's like a great blank slate, you know, obviously. So he makes it fun to like put yourself on him. And he would probably be fun to put yourself on him, if you know what I mean, right, guys?
I know what you
High
mean.
Yeah.
Just put
But
it
anyway,
on me.
no, I think that's probably my favorite. Like, and no joke. I mean, I like the first Matrix is amazing. I think that's a really great movie. I'm not gonna take any other.
But let people
about.
pick. Don't step on people's toes, bro.
Right. Sorry, I don't want to anymore. I
So
could have listed off.
you're going Constantine.
I'm going with
Yusuf,
Constantine.
what are you?
It's my
going
best.
I was gonna go last just in case people picked like the obvious ones in terms of like my legit favorite ones. So I'm just gonna pick the one that I thought I was gonna pick before you guys picked the other two that I have in my head, which is Johnny Demonic.
You like that?
I fucking love that movie. Like it's so batshit crazy.
Nork being the
And it's-
center hub of
and it's trying to be what eventually the Matrix was, but in the 90s, which is like this fucked up reality, and he's in the dead center of it.
yeah, he's in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, and I don't know. I legit enjoy the movie and enjoy the boldness of it. Like, there's a lot of movies that go like, oh, we're gonna be this fucking crazy, and then go halfway. Like, the perfect example is like Bright on Netflix. It's like, oh, it's a fantasy, but it's not, and then it's just people in makeup walking around in normal fucking LA. But this movie just goes for it, and I legit enjoy a movie when it just goes balls deep into what they want to do. And and it's just a classic Keanu acting, but not acting.
Johnny
movie.
Mnemonic is very like I feel like it's like 100 years before The Fifth Element.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point. It's kind of like that world where, and
I think it
also
also exists in the Virtuosity universe too, right? Those movies exist in the same world for sure.
for sure. But yeah, I mean, I was just assuming that my top three were gonna get picked, but I legit just wanted to mention that
I
one.
feel like that Keanu just has like some legitimate classics in his canon, so it's hard. I don't want to list those off. you
Yeah.
know?
I'll get to
Something
them.
that I know some people don't like, legitimately think is pretty great.
PJ, what are you mulling over?
Well, I had the same thing with you guys thinking. Like, I'm not going to go. I mean, we all know like his usual things that people pick. So I went with a role where he's not the lead at all. He just has like probably one of the best roles in the movie.
Something's have to get.
Parenthood.
I knew you were gonna fucking pick that movie.
Yeah,
Parenthood's a great movie.
that has to be my favorite role for him because he's literally just being what I think is Keanu Reeves. Like I think that is the purest Keanu Reeves. Like there was no acting.
He wasn't acting. He showed up the set and was like, "Hey."
And it was perfect. He gave one of the best lines in film ever, where it's like you have to take a test to get a license, but any buttwad could be a dad, like one of those type of things. It's like or a parent, like it's perfect. Like hit that whole role with him teamed up with the one chick. Like it's hard to remember her name from the Goonies and stuff like that. Like it was perfect, and Keanu Reeves in that to me is like that from his regular roles they did in the 80s and stuff is exactly what I want to see in Keanu Reeves. There's movies that we'll talk about later that he's done to where I'm just like, okay, you trying, but this role was him being himself, and he has no lead role, which is something that I'm fine with because in the movies he leads in, if he doesn't talk a lot, great. But other than that, this was his perfect role for me.
So, I'd like to go with I want to say like John Wick, but that's too like on brand, too cliche. I mean, like that was just
you can just acknowledge that it's great.
I just want to acknowledge John Wick for talking Keanu Reeves. I think and acknowledging John Wick. I haven't seen 3 yet, but it sounds like they're wrapping out an amazing trilogy with it.
They're already doing the 4th one now.
It's a Toy Story event.
Well, I'll go fuck myself then. I you know what?
No.
I mean, it's the cliche example answer to me at least. Speed.
No,
Speed is
I was in between Speed and Point Break, so I was like, go ahead. Go.
I love Point Break.
There was a few movies we had to mention, and we got them out. So.
I love
And Bill and Ted's.
The difference is I love Point Break, but the I think the two differences is Speed is where Ben's better to Speed is. It's a timeless classic.
Yes, easily.
Like Speed is going to hold up almost through and through, decade to decade, and I feel like it has. Like I feel like Brian, you show that to your son, and he's gonna love Speed and show it to him and his friends. Doesn't
age as well as Speed.
Yeah, I think very
I think everything except for Pat Swayze's hair ages pretty well.
Well, here I marginally it doesn't age. Like the movie's phenomenal and it aged great. That's not what I'm trying to say.
No, I know, but I mean, do you think that like overall Speed is like more relevant, or
I just think Speed's just a tighter film, and you literally could show it to the Keanu Reeves of the world. You could show it to a blank slate, and I think they're instantly going to love it and connect with it
easily.
Well, if I were to rank them like you do on the internet, I think I would put Point Break a little above Speed personally.
Okay, cool.
But I respect Speed. I think Speed's a really great action movie. I 100% agree with you. I think just like when I'm kind of doing my hierarchy of
who do you want as who do you want Keanu?
I agree, dude.
Who do you want Keanu's second partner to be? Do you want it to be Sandra Bullock or do you want it to be Patrick Swayze? And I'm going Patrick Swayze on that one.
Yeah, it's hard to.
I think the Joe's
also Lori Petty. It's not like it doesn't have a great role for Lori Petty's great in Point Break too. Nothing against Sandy B, but I think we get a pretty great role in that one. She's not as much to do, obviously. She's not
Yeah, all before Speed. I mean, like Sandy B was the dead girl in the Vanishing remake.
She was in Demolition Man.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what that was. Okay.
I think Joe's point is that Speed is more contained in a sense that it's a more simplistic premise. Like they're just stuck in a fucking bus. They have to get out.
I agree that it's a more straightforward, kind of accessible action movie. I can give you that. Yeah, that's fair.
Like the most surprising thing about was a couple years ago. Quentin Tarantino put out his like favorite movies of like the last like 20 years, and he had very like a couple like very like bougie movies on there, foot porn, and then he had Speed and I think like The Green Hornet or some shit, right? Like it was like these like
a picture of him from the premiere of Speed. He was there with Julia Sweeney from Saturday Night Live, and she has a little part in Pulp Fiction.
Hey man, that is a great. That's a great Twitter account.
Yeah.
That is a great Twitter account.
Movie premiere.
I like Twitter accounts though that post things out of context that are just like humorous to look at.
Yeah, that's why I like it. It's just like The
Yeah.
outfits are just so funny. There's also some really good account doing thumbnail reactions these days. You should follow it.
I'm a big fan of that one. You'll catch
Yeah.
that if you follow me. You'll see some retweets.
Yeah,
on that
if you made your way this deep into the episode, you probably know.
But for the two you left,
We haven't talked about. Hey, it's the Keanu. I know everybody just loves Keanu, but we haven't got to worst yet. Can I hear some worsts?
Yeah, I would love to get some worse.
I want to go.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yusef, kill it. Do it.
Fucking replicas. I'm insulted that movie was filmed in Puerto Rico.
Isn't that one that they kind of made and then held on to, and we're just sitting on? And then when John Wick got famous, they were like, "Yes, we can release this now."
It is,
Yeah.
it's so fucking bad. And Keanu normally is like relatably like a lovable bad. He's like, "Oh, Keanu, you can't act. You're so cute." And this one is like, God damn, dude, you can't fucking act. What the fuck is happening in this movie? It's so bad.
I think it's not worst, and I want to get into worst, but I think it's worth mentioning. I thought he was wildly miscast in the Eli Roth movie he did. Was it Truth or No? Knock Knock.
Oh yeah, with
Like-
the girls
Yeah, he's
Who, like-
amazing.
bang him and then I don't know, fuck up his life or whatever.
Yeah, I just thought it was like not a bad movie, but he was not shouldn't have been cast as that husband.
Sex.
What am I doing?
go.
I'm looking through his IMDb. I just got to name Hardball, a phenomenal film. Keanu Reeves, 10 out of 10, white savior, give it to me every day.
No, the kids are better than him.
That's your off pick. Now to your less traditional.
My
I
least.
like how he will just look. We're all just like, yeah, we prepared for this episode. Hold on, let me live IMDb the fucking.
Every
I
week.
was doing the same thing.
Every
The
other
guy
week,
without
Brian.
the jacket answered real quick though.
Every other week. I will say also A Scanner Darkly is a great movie he did.
That's
Widely
so good.
underrated.
That's
Same
one I
year
really need
as
to rewatch. That could have been a bunker.
same
That's
year as
okay.
The Lake House. So
At least he did something good.
But I will say this, one of his worst movies, because I was going to pick Johnny Mnemonic, but I won't do that to you. The Day the Earth Stood Still remake.
Honestly, it's got to be bad because I don't even think I saw it, and it's just so forgettable. Like I just can't. I barely even register
It's
it.
just like aquatoned, the whole movie.
Yeah.
It's that. Also, like the Matrix sequels, but I'm stealing everyone's pick.
Right, you can honestly, I was thinking honestly, Revolutions is probably the worst Keanu movie.
I know we didn't talk
I got
about
a worse one.
Go for it, buddy.
Well, I toasted a lot of titties with this one a couple weeks back, but sorry, guys. The Matrix isn't a good movie. I understand the story and what they're trying to say, but it doesn't look good, and also the acting is fucking awful. It looks like a PlayStation 1 cutscene. It's really, really bad, especially for someone who didn't see it when they're 12 years old.
Yeah, but
I
Cabin
saw when I
Boy.
was 12, and I was obsessed.
Yeah, but Cabin
so
Boy is
bad.
good. But Cabin
What
Boy
is
is good.
Cowboy's good for
Yeah.
So is the Matrix. They're both good.
Sure. But also, this movie is not good. The sequels are not good. It's just not a good movie. So Keanu Reeves, Will Smith should have done it, and maybe would have made it a little bit better. But Keanu Reeves, no thank you.
It's actually. Yeah, I'm going to look it up, and I don't think this is true at all. You see that rumor that was going around that the Wachowskis are going to make a Michael B. Jordan Matrix.
Oh, who cares? It sucks.
I mean-
Stupid premise.
They should not do that, but I can see why they would do that.
It's so dumb. That movie.
If you were to remake it with someone, he'd be the person.
How do you
But anyway,
Jonathan Brandish.
Yusuf, what's your least favorite?
I said replicas. Brian.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. What's your least favorite?
There's a lot of movies I realized as I too was scanning IMDb that there's just a lot of Keanu Reeves movies that I just haven't seen. Anything that I thought looked bad, I probably haven't seen. So I don't hate most of them that I saw. There is one though that I think I really like the movie, but he is wildly miscast and he's really bad in it. And it's when he was just trying to transition from being Ted into being an actor, and that's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That's a great pick.
Excellent movie, and he's just really out of his depth. It just was not the right point in his career for him to be doing that.
Drowning.
It's not really his fault.
Great pick.
But it's, so I just wanted to shout that one out. It's kind of a both. It's on the fence. Great movie, bad Keanu stuff.
Yeah,
it sucks because like Gary Oldman is like giving his all, and fucking Keanu's just drowning in the deep end. He's like, ah!
The best line reading. Everybody talks about I am an FBI agent and whatever. The line reading from Dracula where he goes, "I know where the bastard sleeps," is the fucking best Keanu line in any Keanu. He's never Keanu'd any harder.
I knows where the Dracula sleeps. I am an FBI agent.
He is good at accents. I give him one movie with a good accent. But other than that movie was so fucking bad with him.
Oh, baby.
It was almost as bad as The Matrix.
Oh, talking about accents.
Talking about accents, he's just a sweet Southern lawyer.
Just down from Florida. Galveston.
Oh, baby. And then it just disappears. So I made the guys, because it's the anniversary, watch 2 films. First, we were going to talk about someone who fucks. It's Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate. And he fucks.
Hey, Joe, that's a nice Blu-ray. I want you guys to know that I have the DVD, and it's those old cardboard kind, but it does have 30 minutes of deleted scenes on it. So
actually, Brian, I'm glad you mentioned this specific Blu-ray because this came in the mail yesterday.
What kind of features you got on that thing?
And I was going to auction it off. We hit a certain amount of things.
Oh,
it's a special anniversary.
Oh,
I might keep it for myself or buy another one.
Features. I want to hear about what features it has.
All right, it's audio commentary, Taylor Hackford, and 20 minutes of deleted scenes.
Sell that shit for fucking followers.
This is the fantastic content we provide. We read off.
You could have
special features.
It's also the
I don't know if
unrated.
it's worth upgrading.
It's the director's cut also. So.
Ooh,
all right, Joe, set up this movie.
Is there a way the director's cut could possibly be any more horny? Because this movie is so fucking gross and horny.
This movie fucks.
Because it's about the devil.
All right, I'm gonna read the synopsis. Get ready.
Oh.
This is 1998. This came out, right?
1997, I thought.
7, 8.
Right.
Okay.
1900.
Hotshot attorney Kevin Lomax's 64-0 case record has brought him a tempting offer from an elite New York firm. But the job Lomax accepts isn't what it seems. The devil is in the details. In this gleeful modern gothic fable, Keanu Reeves plays an eager Lomax. Eager Lomax. And Al Pacino is a charismatic firm founder who knows there are cases to be won and souls to be lost. From Lomax's court triumphs and skyrocket rise to its double twist ending, The Devil's Advocate is red hot entertainment. Lomax's wife, Charlize Theron, and soul are on the line. He's landed a job that's heaven on earth, which can lead him straight to hell. This is The Devil's Advocate.
Does Jeff Snyder or Scott Mantz have any quotes on the back, man?
No. Janet Maslin.
Okay.
From the New York Times.
Okay,
seductive and cleverly entertaining. Al Pacino has great, wily fun.
I think Jeff Snyder is in the DVD. It says, "Why nobody answers my phone call?"
Jeff Snyder was actually in that party that he went to with all the shitheads.
Oh yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, that makes sense.
Can I like jump right in here and say how fucked up is it? How fucked up is it that this movie opens up with Keanu Reeves defending a pedophile that he knows is a pedophile?
Yeah, but
like I want to be I want to be like in the pitch, like, okay, guys, here's my movie.
But it pulls you right in.
Well, that's
my lawyer.
So you draw him in.
My lawyer is defending a pedophile that's masturbating next to him.
Well, I'd hate to give that
movie here.
The hero of the movie.
I'd hate to give that summary any props, but it does nail it by calling it a fable, though.
Oh yeah,
like
sure.
It's a
morality tale.
Yeah, like it's not a very good morality tale. It's dark, but
I don't.
Also, like it's just also like I'm jumping right to the ending, and something that's always got me about this movie is like, oh, it's just on a consistent loop.
We're just jumping right. All right. So, what do you guys rate this movie?
So let me take you to it. He gets a
What do we
job.
want to talk about here? This is actually I've kind of like grew up with this movie in some respect. Came out when I was in high school. I've been a fan. I've just watched this movie a bunch of times. I realized that when I saw this again. Great early Charlize Theron. This is very early in her career. It's one of the first
She's
things I ever
acting.
saw her in. She's doing a lot here. She's actually, they really she's not quite at the level she's going to get to, but she has a full-on breakdown, and you definitely feel for her, I think.
The scene that's really
He's a
fucked
terrible
up.
husband, though. We can agree on that.
The scene that's so fucked up with her is the like abortion shit where like she's just like going through the fucking like umbilical cord stuff and hallucinating that shit.
Oh yeah, when she finds the baby who's playing in the image.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good
They
stuff.
took my audio.
I bet the director's cut that you have there, Joe, it has a lot more violence in it because
Right.
they always the version I watched, my DVD, they cut away like when she slits her throat. It's not. I know you can tell they filmed it more graphically and they cut away and then cut back to her just being like on the ground and stuff.
I gotta watch. I just got it. I think you guys got the digital. Watch the unrated version as well. That's what was down with it.
Can we go back to when Keanu wins? Like he knows the guy's a pedophile, and he wins. Like he sets the pedophile free, and they're like drinking at the bar, and the guy comes to recruit him, and he's like, "Oh, you're good. You got that black thing going." And I just stared at the screen. And I was like, "What the fuck is the black thing?"
I wrote down racist Keanu.
Well, he's from Florida.
That doesn't make
I think that Yusuf only watched the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And he's
But I
covering.
said the same thing. I said the same thing.
I'm just going by my notes.
He's
The
from
very
Florida.
next scene, though, the church has at least 4 or 5 black people in it.
Yeah,
He
he's
goes
seen
to a
black
Baptist.
people
Yeah, he
before.
goes to a Baptist church.
There we go. That's a plot topic thing. Keanu was born. He doesn't know his dad. He has an ultra super religious mom who raised him like he can quote the Bible, like he knows the Bible
to make her happy.
Yeah, and then he gets recruited by this guy in this big fancy who is
Black guy.
very cleverly. Now, guys,
And
did
his
you pick
black
up
guy.
on his name is Milton? Huh?
Brian,
Did you
he's
guys
black.
get that? Did you guys get it?
And his
I didn't get
name's
it.
John.
Milton?
John Milton.
John Milton?
Guys, you know we also did another movie
don't get it.
with a lead called John Milton.
No.
And that was the Nick Cage Drive Angry.
Cool.
Oh, nobody watched that movie.
His name was Milton.
Yeah, tight. So one of my
Why
notes-
Milton? Why am I missing? I'm legit
Guy
asking.
who wrote
He wrote Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno.
Oh.
I wrote that this
Was
movie.
he black?
No, that's Al Pacino's name. Keep up.
Oh,
Lomax. He's a good old Lomax.
I tried. What's Lomax spelled backwards?
Xanax.
Everybody took a pause.
But basically, I wrote that this movie, if it was just like a hard R liar. That's all it did. It's like if you just switch Jim Carrey and Keanu Reeves, it works.
You know what my favorite game was while watching the movie was Keanu realizing he was supposed to have an accent. That was my favorite. Like when he like mid sentence
goes for sure.
I gotta say,
mid sentence he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry."
That's one thing. Charlize is way more consistent with her accent.
Oh, yeah.
Her accent.
Oh, she's committed.
The whole time.
She's
Yeah.
committed.
the first note I wrote was I like Keanu's southern accent, and then it went, oh, okay, got it. Just disappeared at some point.
Do you know what one of my favorite scenes of Charlize was when they moved to New York? The wife of the black guy. Sorry, it's just like the black thing is in my head. I can't let it go.
At least
She went out.
Racist.
The black lady went for the kiss, and she went like, "What the fuck is happening?" It was so relatable because as a Puerto Rican, we're like a kissing in the sheet culture. When I moved here, when I was introduced to a lady once, I went for the kiss, and she was like, "Whoa, what the fuck are you doing?" And I was so embarrassed.
No, I know, dude. I've seen this
I was just glad you
situation
only
play
went
out
for my
before.
cheek. I was like trying to intercept. I was like, what?
Wait, Yusef, you didn't try to kiss me when we met.
I mean, I've been here 8 years, man. You should have met me 8 years ago. We should have.
That doesn't make me any less disappointed, okay?
I don't know.
Just
You passed out. We did.
rough, deep cut. I gotta say, other than that, I think the best thing about this movie too is all the characters that pop up from different movies. Craig T. Nelson.
Oh yeah, great cast in this one.
Yeah,
Delroy Lindo as the guy, as the witch doctor dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He gets off on like a kosher butchering technicality. Like I love the way they portray Keanu
That's
as
such a weird subplot, dude. That one
Racism
client.
is cool.
He's like, this is my pro bono client, and it's just like that fucking
I thought that
voodoo
was gonna
butcher.
go deeper. Like that guy would know that Pacino is spoiler.
Oh, I always thought he had a sense that
but he just
was.
Yeah,
well, you find out later in the movie when the cops are kind of like closing in on that Milton, like every client that Milton and his big firm take care of they're like fucking Captain Planet villain. Everybody's like a money launderer, or they pollute, or they're like some kind of dumping pollute sewage, or like so.
That's why Donald Trump was one of his clients.
Oh yeah, the Donald Trump name drop and Don King being on the movie. Like
Well,
this movie
asked Trump
really
to be in it.
leans into the shitty
pretty
people of New York.
I'm pretty sure Trump was supposed to be in it.
You know what joke I love? Al Pacino is great in this movie, and he's hilarious.
he's
Like this is a fucking comedy.
Scenery chewing masterwork of Al Pacino.
Oh,
There's like a subtle joke that I don't know why. I mean, maybe I watched this movie at 6:30 in the morning today, but I legit I was laughing out loud when I think Keanu says that he has a bad father, or Charlize Theron says that she has a bad father, and he's like, I know, I can relate. And I was like, he's talking about God. That's hilarious.
Get it?
Oh, I noticed the exact same thing. Yes, genius.
He's so balls to the walls. It's Pacino at the most Pacino-y. This is right after Son of a Woman, and they were like, you know what you did? And they just apparently said no.
Give as much as you want. This is before you wanted him to start reeling it in a little bit. This is like the perfect amount.
No, man.
He really goes for it.
His
He's still in his prime. I love that they tread on the whole Godfather thing and have him go into the church, and he dips his finger in the bowl.
Sizzles.
No,
he's cut to camera.
Shoot to the scene, the camera.
Cut to camera. He's like,
good. And
he
also,
looks directly in the camera.
It's just what director? That whole movie is so. There's those little jokey moments and like those thriller moments, but then what director is like, we need this scene? It's like a fourth wall break where he just looks at the screen and just does the perfect Pacino face, and you're just
Pacino.
Like, at that point,
literally at the movie ends with him looking directly into camera, like into your face.
Yeah, that's why I say this.
My favorite sin.
Can I ask a weird question?
Mm-hmm.
The devil is in like different bodies, and he can be whatever he wants to be. Essentially,
Instagram influencer.
Yeah. So how big does he make his dick?
Ooh, little old me.
They make a fuck about how hard he fucks like several.
Well, for hours. They say for hours.
You see her? He did like the wheelchair joke. And it was like, no one can believe it. Little old me.
Yeah, I say it like this because you got to be.
He's like
realistic.
He's like fucking like carrying around a 22.
He's powering around that.
That tripod. That's why he's so short. He leans on that third handle. Like,
yeah, I love that he has like high heel shoes, and they fucking focus on it. Like the devil has height insecurities, and makes him so relatable.
His body, he still has height insecurities.
It's so funny. So I also picked this movie as well. This is one of those movies I saw, like my dad, mom are probably watching it when I was growing up. So I watched it with them, and it terrified me because I just remembered the dressing room scene where it was like, oh, cool, they're changing into naked, and the girl's face fucking goes to the demon.
Horror movie thing where they that's such a lot of movies try to conflate sex and like horror and like scare you to get you horny and then scare you, and that one really does it well.
That really scared me and stuck with me for years.
But
I remember being like, that movie is
freaked you out, and I was in your brain.
But that made me ask though. That made me ask.
8.
that made me ask, how many demons are in the firm and how many are humans? Because
Well,
clearly the pedophile that gets beat to death in the park,
but he knows.
he's a human.
Mhm.
But how many demons are inside of the
like
firm?
most of the inner circle, like the cup.
I think they're all just the
we don't know. We know the wife, the black wife, is a demon. We never see the husband do the demon face though. So
Yeah.
is he a human and she's a demon?
And that
Like
older
he
woman.
hooked him up with her, and she kind of like.
I
You know what I
never
mean?
interpreted it that way. I just always thought like they were just seeing the demons and things, and they weren't like straight like deep. Like they were like the minions of
Well,
like
it's-
Lomax. Like I would.
Yeah.
They were like all the people in the firm had bought in and sold their soul, and when Charlize Theron saw those ugly faces, it was like her kind of seeing through the veil to their,
Yeah.
their
There was
true
this moment-
self, but not that they were necessarily actual demons.
There's this moment I had where I thought when he's introducing, I was like, oh, so-and-so's on this floor, and this is on this floor. Because I've never seen this movie. You guys know I don't watch a lot of old good
Oh,
movies.
good.
I watch a
I
lot of
wanna
old
wait.
bad movies.
You tell us about what you thought of the ending. So, like, when we get there, we won't talk about the ending till you talk.
Oh,
till
yeah.
You're ready.
Well, I
I want
thought
to hear your first time thoughts on it.
Well, I thought that originally he was going to have like a raid type of thing where he has to go down the entire building and fight all these different
What?
demons to go up. I had this whole thing. I never thought of that, guys.
Okay.
I
That
I
would've
picked
been
that up at
great.
one point and I lost it.
It's kind of the ending of Constantine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of ends the same way.
Are we going right into the ending right now?
I mean, yeah.
No,
we
no,
still
I
have
just
another
meant,
movie
like-
to. We
Okay,
still have
we'll
another
get
movie to talk
First
about.
time, like I want to know your like first impressions when
Yeah,
we get there. You don't have to rush
Yeah,
there. though.
TJ, give us like your impressions and things of this movie.
Also, keep in mind we have an entire fucking movie else to talk about
Yeah.
too.
Well, also, my main thing I wanted to say and ask you guys is because one of my favorite parts is when Keanu, when he finally finds out, spoilers, what happens and who's who and the father-son.
Yeah.
He asked him why law and why like the justice system, and he's like, because you get your hands in everything. And it's like one of those type of things. Like as I said earlier, like if the devil was around today, he'd be an Instagram influencer. Like that's what it would have.
I smell
in accounting.
I smell
Yeah.
remake.
Wait, Yusuf, are you the devil?
Accounting, we're
I
everywhere.
think if the devil existed now, he would be an elevator.
Get the fuck out of here. Take a lap. Take a lap. No, it's so bad. I have like it sounds like I have one critique of this movie.
What?
No, I love this movie. I have one thing in this movie where it happens and I go, oh, that's too much, and it's so like dumb to me to even have that. Is so the ending when they play "Sympathy for the Devil." It's like stop, just stop.
Is that like
Dude, that ending, that monologue is so good. Al Pacino's like, hooah! all over the screen.
He's talking about how he's been there for the human race the whole time. That's
Dude.
he's turned up to 11 for sure.
Dude,
He's
And I love that sculpture that's banging behind him, like that cool sculpture that's banging.
I was gonna say this movie shot and the effects are great in this
Oh,
movie.
good.
Good stuff in this
Minus
movie.
the
Question.
worst effect
Oh,
is Keanu and Pacino's mold of the face.
Oh yeah.
That was so bad.
Question. Was anybody else super worried every time
Horny?
Keanu crossed
Was
the
everyone
ring?
else super horny? Yeah.
Every time Keanu, that was good.
No, I'm sorry. What you
Every
say?
every time Keanu crossed a street, was anybody else nervous?
No, we're not going. We're not ready yet because we haven't heard TJ talk to us about the ending. TJ, tell us about the twist. What did you think? Now, we're gonna talk about it is a double twist because you find out that Milton's Keanu's dad. That's the first twist.
Yes.
But I want to talk about the double twist.
Now
He has to. He has to fuck his sister to make the Antichrist or something. Whatever.
half sister. Which I mean, at some point you might think about it because she was,
Well,
I don't want to.
It's also
really
someone
hot, but she
pulled-
looks an awful lot like Charlize Theron. I was like, I don't know.
And you'd be doing it right in front of your dad, I guess, at that point.
Yeah,
but
he was
also-
wandering around chanting during it and stuff.
but it's also pulled. You got to realize that whole thing is like it's supposed to be uncomfortable. They pulled it also from like devil shit and like
Well, I
it's like
believe
supposed.
it.
It's all supposed to be like
Weird.
dirty, right?
Yeah, it's very. Oh, this movie's super dirty and super horny. I agree.
Who else would have done it?
But anyway, so what I want to know though is like, what do you think about the final twist that I know Joe wants to talk about too?
It's just so good.
So basically, they invoke Keanu talks about this whole free will thing before the whole thing. Almost goes down on his sister, then eventually comes back up, has a Keanu face on,
Half
and
sister.
does the free will.
Well, he fully goes down on her though.
Yeah.
Half
Yeah, he eats that box.
Shoots himself in the head to kill himself. He does about a 5-minute fall to the floor while
Yeah, a lot of shit happens while he's falling. Like
in the background, and then eventually they do this whole the Dallas TV show where he wakes up and has this like dream.
right,
Yeah.
right. It's like we're back at the pedophile trial that Yusef was talking about,
Which,
and he gets like
mind
a
you-
second chance to
Dude,
do
they
the right
open
thing.
with a pedophile trial.
And at
That's
some
the
And they
opening.
close with it.
Yeah, in this movie,
Oh my
That's how
god!
they got away with it. You were talking about how did they start the movie that way? Who greenlit that? It's because of the ending. Come around and he does the right thing.
But you guys are that's the point. They show that it's a dream when he takes his ring off to wash his hand. To wash
It's not a
his
dream.
face.
It happened.
It happened, but it was the start of that journey of being
That's
that
what I'm
piece
saying.
of shit.
Now, how many cracks does the devil get at this? Can he do
Oh.
this as many times as it takes?
Oh,
Like,
this is on a
endless
constant. I've
loops?
always seen this.
I don't know.
as-
He put the soul of Keanu in a mailbox, and Sandra Bullock picked it up a
it's
couple
like
of years
in a
later.
time machine.
Okay, but I've always seen this as a consistent loop.
Yeah, like a time machine.
Like,
But
it's
it's a fair question. Brian asked, how many times does he get to loop
Can he
it?
just get unlimited bites at the
Oh,
apple?
well,
Does he
for
just
the
get to do
devil-
this as many times?
I think
for the devil. I think
I
it
guess
feels
my
like 10.
final question is Sandra Bullock in the lake house another Connie Nielsen? Is this Al Pacino's way of finally getting it to happen?
Oh fuck! This all makes sense now.
Jeez, the Keanu-verse.
No,
Guess
you know
who was
what? You know
driving
what?
that bus that hit that guy in the beginning of the
Que-
lake house.
the only legit
Cop
question.
Car. Keanu
The-
gets hit by a bus.
The only legit question that I have about this movie, like outside of who fuck thought opening with a pedophile and then a black joke, but never mind. The son of the devil is the Antichrist. So why is it a daughter and a son fucking? Then that's the Antichrist.
because they're half human, so he needs
I
half.
think it has something to do with like the incest is actually part of the ritual to like make the baby extra evil or
He
something.
sucks her toes.
Yeah,
He's pro feet.
yeah.
Fun
no,
fact.
He's all. I think he's all about the head game too, because he made that woman go underneath.
Oh,
the
and
pool.
Al Pacino sucks at talking Spanish. I thought TJ was gonna set me up for that joke.
Oh yeah, shit.
It never happened. He sucks. Time did not help him learn Spanish clearly because he also sucks in Scarface. So how about we go to the ratings phase?
So I to answer your question though of the time with the ratings. I just think that like for the devil, the thing feels like 5 seconds. Like he's doing 20 other things also while working on Sean Lomax.
But okay, so is there a bunch of kids fucking other kids, or is it only Kevin, the one that's gonna bring it?
Everyone's fucking everybody. Anyway, I give this
You
movie.
know, Pacino says he's had a bunch of other kids, and they all like only
Mistake.
Connie Nielsen and Keanu have the like right mix or whatever.
Yeah.
They have the right,
Good and
skill
evil.
set, attitude.
Because
whatever.
the devil raped his mother, if you forgot about it back in
No,
the day.
it was
No, it was
consensual.
consensual.
Yeah, it wasn't a rape. It was consensual. He
Oh.
wooed her.
I
He
mean,
seduced
he might have mind raped her. I don't want to talk about rape.
Well,
Don't
yeah,
you
he's-
don't you dare put that on
Predator,
on the devil.
Yeah.
Don't you dare put that on the devil.
Wow, don't you put that on nice charming
Put a
Al
rape on the
Pacino.
devil now. Come on now. Where's my proof, huh? If you want to accuse him, I'm gonna need some proof.
All right,
Okay.
read it.
So I give this bad boy to me it's an 8.5 out of 10 southern accents.
Mm.
That's good.
I
probably get it closer. I really like
Oh baby.
but I'd probably get it closer to like 7 or 7.5 southern accents for me. But it does make my list of best Keanu movies.
Yeah, it's just it's I actually think weirdly enough the cover describes it. It's a wild, fun movie.
Jeff
Yeah,
Snyder
absolutely.
quote.
I give it 7 out of 10. Hooah! It's good. It has a lot of shit in it that you just have to ignore.
Yeah.
But actually, I one question before I stop asking questions about Devil's Advocate, because I have a lot of questions about the next one. Was it good acting or bad acting? Because it was acting. I think this is the most acting I've seen. When Charlize Theron dies, Keanu like
that was bad.
No,
Was it-
I think Keanu. Okay, so
Acting, but it's bad acting.
I think Keanu.
He's
First
like,
of all,
"Ugh."
I couldn't see anyone else ever starring in this movie,
No,
but
a good actor maybe.
maybe Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, easily. He would have killed that
Yeah.
crying
I
scene.
was looking at McConaughey.
No.
I think Al Pacino is the devil through and through in this movie.
Leo.
You give anyone else, maybe
I
Jack
see Shia
Nicholson.
Well, you have to think about the year though. Matthew did not learn to act till 2008, and then he forgot to act by 2013. So you have that sweet 5-year window.
So there's a window. You got to get in it. Get in that window.
I think Keanu does a really good job for this movie because it's a trash, dirty movie.
All right, so TJ is the last one. TJ, what do you rank
I
it?
give it a 6.5 lake houses out of 10.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. This movie is
Joe.
worth 1 million lake houses. I'll tell you
All
that.
right, Joe.
So-
we're running late, but
Our
I want like 2 hours worth of Lake House.
Guys, our next fucking movie
Yeah.
it's a movie of 2006. It should have won the Oscar. It's The Lake House. It's Keanu Reeves and Sandy Bede's return to the silver screen.
It's so sad.
And it's a beautiful tale of time travel that doesn't make sense,
It's so sad.
and love and letters. And you just fall for it. I mean,
What question? Was this film sold as their return?
well, it's a remake.
No. Keanu Reeves.
I'm sure
I mean,
there
it
was
was
some
definitely sold on the
advertising.
back of, slap those two on a poster together and hey, remember the times and all that.
They were trying to Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks this thing.
Oh,
I could see that.
And Sandra Bullock is amazing. She's so charismatic. She almost makes this idiot character in this horrible movie work because she's
She
so
doesn't.
sweet and
She
good.
she
I
does.
just-
No, but almost she gets there. She gets as close as a human can get.
It's
making-
like that. It's
So
like
can
that
I, before
very
you-
ambitious dunk in that slam dunk contest that
I
just
will-
keeps missing,
I'm gonna
and
ask
everybody's like, "Whoa, he's gonna do it now!" He's just wham, but he just misses it again.
I want to
That's
answer
Sandra
questions.
Bullock.
I want to answer questions in this for you guys, but I want to start off with talking about. To me, this movie
Well,
It
actually,
is-
you never set it up. Just in case nobody knows what the fuck we're talking
Yeah,
about.
but
Okay.
people don't really know the lake house. Set it up for the people.
Okay, so the Lake House is I'm going to just give it real quick, like as simple as I can. It's about these two people that are 2 years apart sending each other letters and falling in love.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's a
She moves out of a house, but he moves into it when she was living, like in the 2-year period when she would have been living in it.
Yeah,
or before.
so this is the thing with this fucking movie, right? I go in with every intention being like, this is
Wait,
so
can I
fucking-
ask you this, Joe? Did you see this when you saw this?
when did you see it?
Were you on a date?
No, I
No,
think
he saw it for How Did This Get Made?
I watched Crowds Get Made and absolutely loved it, but it wasn't for
Okay.
the reasons of like being so bad it's good. It was literally, and it's mentioned in How It's Get Made by I think one of the guests of like, it like sucked me in and was on, and I like believed it, and I just like didn't care about the realistics, and I just like loved it,
You know what?
and I
Roger Ebert gave it 3.5 stars out of 4.
yeah, because it's a beautiful film.
Yeah,
And I
even
read-
Roger Ebert can be
No.
wrong.
I read his review. I read his review like waiting for like a fucking reason why he liked it, and it's just rambling. He's like rambling, like he couldn't get to a point. He was like
Well, he had
searching
cancer.
for a reason, and he never got to it. And I'm just like,
Well, he
just
was probably
reading, I
all
like,
hopped up
what
on
the fuck
the
happened in this
pills,
review? Why is this movie so perplexing for people?
Hey Joe, can I tell you something?
Yes.
I enjoy this movie a lot.
Yes. Yes.
I laugh. I laugh a
Right.
lot.
Right. It's just enjoyable. Like I don't care. It's just a beautiful love story.
This is some fucking. This movie was stupid. It was boring. The music was fucking trash. Like, I thought about the whole premise of this movie being on how did this get made? And I know exactly how the fuck this movie got made. Somebody picked up a stupid ass script and they got Keanu and Sandra onto it. As soon as their name put the dotted line, they had money to make it because somebody was like, "We can sell this off the back of the Speed guys are in it."
It's honestly. It's a remake of like a French film.
Anyway, but I like when they have something. This movie didn't have anything. It's not entertaining in any way.
Yes,
there's bad performances. There's bad writing. There's
it's not.
We just watch trash. It's just dumb.
I gotta say, one of my favorite but good parts is when they're both talking about their likes, and it sounds like the worst Tinder bios of all time.
Oh, dude, that's the best. They're walking around.
He's like, I love the smell of flowers before I see them, and I love rain after a long picnic. Like, wait,
no,
it's a Rami Malek video where like I like the smell of coffee before I brew it.
And they're like, what? Man, I wish we could do this together.
Like, you're talking about bad writing, is what you're talking about. I like bad writing.
It's not only
This shit is trash.
I felt good though. I felt
Ryan,
so good.
It's not only bad writing. It's fucking Keanu Reeves reading that bad writing, and he's like, you have gentle, unguarded eyes.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Yep, that's me.
I only have one.
Also, he's a weird stalker. He goes and makes out with her. He basically uses the fact that he knows this girl, even though she doesn't know it.
Hey, Brian, time out.
Very true.
Brian, before you get to that weird part, I only have one problem with this movie. Just one.
One?
Just one.
You have a problem, I have a problem with you, Joe.
Just one. And that is, why does the fucking Sandra Bullock's boyfriend invite a guy over to a birthday party, meeting someone for 5 seconds?
Especially
he goes, "Hey, do you need help?" Like I said it in like
that's
5
the
years.
one thing.
It always bothered me. You don't invite that person.
You know what? The other day,
what I don't like? I don't like that Christopher Plummer is a piece of shit dad and treats Keanu and then gets off the hook because someone else put a picture in a book. Like,
and he didn't even dedicate it to his sons or anything.
I was waiting for the dedication page.
Editor picked that picture and put it in there. It didn't have anything to do with anything. Keanu's like, my dad really loved me. No, he didn't. He treated you like a piece of shit.
No, wait. So to Joe's point, the other day I was walking my dog with my wife. I have a wife, humble brag.
My wife.
And there was a lady trying to carry groceries, and she had a broken leg, and she was in clutch.
This is a fake story.
No, this is legit true. So I went to the lady, and I was like, I can carry your groceries. And she just let me carry her groceries to the elevator. And she was like, this is as far as you're going to go. Like, thank you for your help, but I have it from here. You know why? Because you shouldn't fucking trust a stranger.
She's racist.
You shouldn't trust a stranger. I'm not going to be in her kitchen putting all the groceries. And you know what happens? No, wait, Joe. Do you know what happens when you trust a stranger? They make out with your girlfriend. That's what happens when you trust a stranger.
Yeah.
He purposely ruined her relationship.
Fuck wouldn't bring a handsome ass Keanu Reeves around her all the time. Like,
you know what? Talking about handsome Keanu Reeves.
He looks bad.
How sad is the life of that little brother that he has to live under the shadow of Keanu Reeves? Like every time he a girl meets, every time a girl meets his brother, he's like, "Oh, that's your brother? God damn! Like you're ugly as fuck. He's so ugly. How is he from the same nutsack as Keanu Reeves? That doesn't make sense at all."
Keanu Reeves is half devil.
Christopher Plummer seemed like a piece of shit who probably had multiple wives because they like kept bailing out because he sucked.
I just like I don't know,
guess
man.
Keanu's best acting in this and most movies is either when he's really sad and somber or he's worried about an animal, because his best acting is when the dog ran away.
Well, the dog is a key player, Jack.
What is with the Time Lord dog who exists in both, like 2 years apart concurrently somehow?
Brian,
Like
I had the same joke as Jason fucking Mantzoukas. Fuck you, man. You're better than me. Everybody knows. But
He's
dog,
too.
but dog spelled backwards is God. So
I don't think you're supposed to make sense of it. I just think you're supposed to go on the ride.
Yeah, but did you go?
no.
Right, that's the thing. It's
No.
boring as fuck. It's so dumb and predictable.
Okay, can I-
if this movie, legitimately, if this movie ended with him like realizing it at the same time she's having the realization where like my brother died and she's crying and he has at the moment he runs out into traffic and gets hit, and then you get to see her working on him and him have the like realization in his eyes that he's gonna die here and she doesn't know who it is. That could have been a really amazing, powerful ending to this movie and actually made it worth watching, because it's a moment from the beginning that you like is set up so obviously, but like to pay it off in that really abrupt way, it would be like a good version of City of Angels where they get hit by the truck.
No, because it wouldn't make sense because they fucking made out. I haven't made out with a lot of people in my life, but I fucking remember, at least I remember their faces.
Also,
How
it's supposed
hard?
to be such a dramatic event for her that like a guy got hit by a bus and died on her very first day of being a doctor. She never makes the connection of the name. It never like rings a bell that she's like, that's weird that was the name of the guy who like died in my hands very first day.
They say
that seems like the type of thing that you would remember even as your career went on and you like other people died under your care. That guy who had that really crazy accident your first day, you might remember his name.
They say no. She said I worked on him for fucking hours.
Yeah,
she was like fucking just bumping away, and she
probably
never
the doctor
recognized
who
the guy
told
that
his brother that he was dead. She probably came out to the waiting room and was like, "I tried to save him, I couldn't."
He was hit by a bus. You don't know what his face looked like at that point. It could have been fucking.
Why are you working on him for hours?
You're not getting the dental records for at least 3 weeks. You're not getting a blood type for at least a day and a half. You have no way of knowing unless you check his wallet, which he probably doesn't carry a wallet because he's eccentric and he's an architect, and they don't do that.
Hey, TJ.
Yeah.
She probably did mouth to mouth. So as soon as she put her mouth on his mouth, she's like, "Oh,
she was drunk."
Muscle memory, like, oh my god, I know this tongue. I know this.
You made out with Keanu, and then he got hit by a bus and was dying in your arms. I think you would remember. You'd be like, "Oh, this motherfucker," and then you would remember his name because he died. And then when a crazy dude from the future or from the past was sending you letters, and he had the same exact name.
Wait, we just go back and just say that Sandy B is so much better than
she isn't.
Bird Box.
She sucked. So question. I have a question about the paradox before we make jokes about the movie. So he died. He died in the beginning of the movie, right? So the way that they're setting it up is he died because he realizes that she is in the center square. So the only reason he didn't wait for the fucking traffic light to change is because he saw Sandra Bullock in the center. So he dies because he's going towards her. That's kind of the loop that they're saying. But then she's saying, "Don't cross the street like a fucking moron. Wait for 2 years for some fucking reason to come to me." So there's
an interjection of the idea that they had with his brother with the visionary, the company. He wasn't going to do it, so I think because he did that, she saw the picture. This is what I took out of it. I thought it was kind of smart.
No, it isn't.
I think because they decided to make that visionary the company they were going to make, and he was kind of like that silent partner that wasn't there at the meetings, and she sees the picture is the reason why she leaves the meeting, runs to the thing, makes a letter, which eventually he goes back to the box.
But there's no reason why he would be in that fucking street if they didn't have the entire history together. That's
Well,
what I'm
That's
trying
how
to say.
she breaks the loop by sending the letter, right? Like, again, this is like the devil's advocate thing. How many times had this played out? This like time loop,
Oh,
and
this
she
is only
breaks it.
one.
What happens with the brother who like literally just was like my brother's dead? She runs out, and 10 minutes later he's alive again. Like, how do they rationalize that? How does that?
But at the same
Goes
time,
itself.
him and his brother are walking to the meeting, and he realizes the day and the time. So that's why he runs back to the cabin, gets a letter, sees the letter, goes to the
You know
square.
what?
My real problem with all of this is that it's just boring as fuck.
No. You know what? You know
engaged.
what? All right, fine. You're gonna ignore the clear paradox that doesn't make fucking sense. Fine. Nobody.
Time travel
No,
doesn't make any sense in this, but I agree that with Joe in the fact that I don't think that's the point.
no, but nobody in 2006, especially with the internet, and especially with the fucking obsessive culture that we have surrounding St. Valentine's Day, fucking learns that it's St. Valentine's Day? Yeah, they've been promoting it for
February.
3 months now. Since November, they've been saying it's gonna be February 14th is gonna be St. Valentine's Day. I hate that scene so much. Like,
Well, I'm pretty sure. I think
oh my god.
Christmas and
What?
Valentine's Day are the main holidays always land on the same date. Thanksgiving, Easter always changes every year. My whole thing is we're giving up the whole factor that Keanu Reeves has powers, and then he can plant a tree,
Oh, the tree. The trees.
but does nothing else with that other than spray paint.
You know
The tree makes no sense.
He should have done a lot of things for her in those 2 years to help her out.
You know,
So, I guess by the rationale of that movie, by the tree, just him not stepping out into traffic, he would just like materialize 2 years later at the lake house where he needed to be, right? Like, or it would just like he would just jump forward 2 years, because like, you know, it just happened. He would just appear in her time like the tree did, right?
why didn't he appear before? All right. Question though. Question. I have a tiny question.
It's good.
I
So
bet.
I have a lot of questions, but this is an important one.
True.
So fine. Let's say that. Okay, so fine. She has a boyfriend, whatever, but she clearly is into him. Like, they make out, and she's unhappy with that relationship. Why does he have to wait so much time to pursue her? Why doesn't she just pursue her in the fucking moment?
Because the
Who's
wounds
sitting in
are-
that intersection and just freaks her out, like, "Hey, I know you. Remember we made out that one time,
It
but
does-
actually we're secret pen pals through time 2 years from now."
No, but he could have
But if
just.
he waits 2 years and he gets to go and meet up with the girl, the one that actually knows all the stuff, and that's the one he wants to meet up with. I don't have a problem with that.
No.
I have a problem with it. Badly written, badly acted. It's
He
boring.
could've-
It's uninteresting. It's a terrible
He
premise.
clearly.
Not like
he
terrible
clearly-
relationship between the other characters. That's my problem.
He clearly wooed her in the moment, and they connected, and that's why she. Sorry. That's why she offered to dance. That's why she offered the fucking kiss. They had the moment. They
fate.
could have continued to build on that moment, but no, we have to wait. We have to wait 2 years. And then he doesn't die, and then they have to wait 2 more years. Why does he have to wait 2 more years after waiting unnecessarily for 2 years pre-death, and then survives the death and has to wait 2 more years after that? Why doesn't he just avoid the death and woo her again? They clearly have chemistry. They clearly have.
He's already done the work. All he has to do is wait the 2 years. The work is done. Like, why do it a second time?
It's all about the turtlenecks. He wears
Because she is about
Go
to.
up your sweater collection, and
You know what?
do
This
whatever.
movie. You know why this movie fucking sucks? Is because Morgan is putting in the work. He's putting in the fucking work he's there all the time, and Keanu
Well, you
Reeves
think
just have to
you-
like sit back and wait. He's like,
my
I'm just
question
gonna
is,
sit back and just steal this fucking woman right under him. He's about to marry her. He's building a house for her. He dealt
does
with a
this guy fall in that
sassy.
my
category?
question is,
Fine. Is this guy
Hey,
an asshole, or
Yusuf.
is he okay and he just gets treated bad by
You
this
know,
movie?
you know what? I was fine with this movie till we started this
My-
conversation.
man.
I'm like legit mad about this movie.
hey, Yusuf, I thought you liked it, but my question is, you mentioned a name. You think Morgan has he seen this?
You know what? You know what bothers me about?
Yeah, I thought so.
You know what bothers me about Morgan is that
He hasn't seen it.
name one thing that he did wrong.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. He's that James Marsden character, right? There's
Yeah,
nothing really bad about him. You just don't like him because he's not Keanu Reeves.
Do you know the one thing he did wrong? He dealt with a trope. And the trope is the sassy hostess. It's like, oh, you don't have a reservation? I hate that trope.
Also, he lied to her. He
Reservation is
flew
trope.
to a different state just to get her out to dinner and talk about how she made out with another guy. He's a dick. He's a bad.
Dude, he's willing to overlook the fact that she made out with another man during the surprise party that
What are
he
we,
threw for
Yeah,
her.
It's a
He
kid.
did throw that surprise party. That's although she
Yeah, but it was
didn't want
all
She
of their town friends. It wasn't her friends.
And the guy from the future.
Can you just
And-
let a girl?
and-
She's unhappy, guys.
Really, realistically, that moment in the movie, that party, that whole setup is the only important moment.
You know what? You know what? I think. I'm sorry. I've legit hijacked this conversation.
No, say your fucking point.
Why did Keanu? I have so many questions about this fucking
Hey,
movie.
shoot.
Why? Sorry again.
Maybe the people who wrote it should ask themselves some questions like, "What am I doing with my life? Why don't I
feel
find a tall building?"
They're
with
collecting
flip
them.
off of?
They're collecting them checks.
Why don't I step out in front of a bus.
I
This
feel like
movie was
I'm
a
working
hit.
out. I feel like I'm working out like a type 15. I'm just improvising my stand up for you guys, and we're just gonna work it out.
You could use a little work.
Yeah, I'm just gonna work it out, guys. All right. So why did Keanu Reeves keep the book? What was the point? She was like, "Oh, I missed my book. That was my favorite book. The book is a metaphor."
All right, let's rank the lake house,
Okay,
guys.
guys. Hey guys, before we rank the lake house, Woody, how much money you think this made?
Too
Not
much.
a-
Wait.
Too much.
What did it cost?
It cost actually not that. It cost $40 million, and they built that house.
100.
Why did it cost $40 million?
'Cause they built the fucking house.
160 million.
Bullet money. I bet they got 10 apiece.
$40 million. God damn.
They built the fucking house too.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Little House. That was tiny.
I would have watched an entire movie. I would have
Although,
watched an
didn't
entire
that
movie.
Fuck, that's another thing I thought. I was like, they could have picked a nicer lake to put this thing on.
Yeah.
This place always looks like shit. It's all
It was
muddy.
like-
and
Because
it's
it
all
was
dead.
Chicago.
I would have watched an entire movie of her mom reviewing books.
Okay, let's rank this.
So many
books.
unnecessary accents.
Wait, nobody else wants to talk? I feel like I hijacked the entire conversation.
No, man, that's cool. Let's rank this.
That's all I need to say. You know why Joe likes it? Because he likes garbage for some reason.
Wait, I
He
like
hates
it too. All right. You go first.
Explains enough.
I'm gonna rank it first. I'm going.
Oh.
I'm going. 7.5 trees in the middle of
7.5.
out of 10. Yeah, it's a perfect. It's if you're with a girl, first date.
6.5. That's
Do it.
fucking ridiculous.
Let's do it.
That's
7.5.
I was
Fuck you,
TJ. I'm right there with you. I'm going 7.8 and a half trees.
My guy.
I hate this podcast.
this is like a fucking 2, and the 2 stands for my 2 nuts, which I and then I like slap across this movie's stupid face. This is a fucking garbage.
Genius.
It's just not anything. It's such a bland blah nothing. Like the only thing you could possibly like about this movie is how stupid and bad it is. It's just like it's so cynical and it's just like treading on like mom.
You just hate love.
It's good,
Oh.
bud. It's just good. Oh, so Yusuf, what is your rank?
I actually have a couple more things. The dad gives an architecture advice, which is fucking weird. Like he's like, you have to trust the light. Like I think other things are more important, like structure, the weight, width.
A good architect knows its atmosphere. He talked about that and his surroundings.
Yeah, Keanu knows the basics.
Christopher Plummer is super underutilized in this.
Yeah,
movie.
but who did he replace? And also, this is a very, very smart movie. You guys,
fucking wasted.
you guys,
Hey, TJ.
yeah,
We'll just have this one.
yeah, okay. We don't
I
have,
feel like if TJ is on your team, you fucked up, Joe.
yeah.
I feel like Cabin Boy is a bad movie, but there's like craft and there's like interesting ideas and like weird dumb shit. This is just bad acted, badly written. The plot is dumb.
Brian,
Very enjoyable.
Brian,
I know.
What is entertaining about this movie? Joe, explain it to me.
No,
what is
Brian.
entertaining? What entertains you?
I
Brian.
just fall in love with it, okay? I don't have a real explanation. It just takes me on a ride, and I like the ride.
Brian, this film is actually an exploration on how people live in the past and the future instead of in the present.
A ride at like an amusement park, it would be like the Model T cars that are on the little rail that don't let you go, and they like go like, putter along and they don't even bump into each other or do anything cool. They just fall off.
Brian,
Hey,
to answer your question, Brian, I do not appreciate Endgame's time travel anymore. So
It should. It's much tighter than what's in this.
Sure.
Hey, we're off the rails. Yusuf.
You know what I hate
your-
also? He's like, tell me about the future. And it's only like 2 fucking years, man. Nothing
Whoa.
really changes in 2 years.
Well, Donald Trump could have been president.
so much editing.
See, you ruined everything, Joe.
Yeah, all right. Give me your rating.
I'm going to give the same 2 nuts of Brian.
No, you loved this shit when you were watching
4
it.
of my nuts for this movie.
No, I was laughing about Keanu. Like, I was literally, like, legit, honestly. Like, I was laughing at Keanu, like, I'm single. And I love where they broke between, like, over the narration, and then they were just legit just talking to themselves out loud. I was laughing my ass off.
When they did those scenes where it's just like them sitting across from a table, and it's like they're having a conversation, but in reality they were like driving back and forth to that fucking mailbox, right? Like all the time, and those conversations were like over a period of weeks, probably.
I was laughing so hard,
sitting together having a fucking chat.
I was laughing at the movie, not with the movie.
Hey, it's a fucking dumb movie. We get it.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Whose week is it now? Whose turn is it to punish us now?
No, we all know it's Yusuf's turn.
Oh shit! Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to pick a movie.
You got time.
Yeah, man, I can edit this all out, so you can just sit there and literally.
TJ, there's no editing.
No, there's no editing. We're gonna watch A League of Their Own because Brian put that movie in my head now, and we're gonna watch it because baseball. Tom Hanks.
I love that movie.
And we're gonna come back to good movies because I'm tired of this bullshit bad movie trend we're going on. So we're gonna watch a good movie. We're gonna watch A League of Their Own. There's no crying baseball, bitch. Let's do it.
All right, guys, that has been a year of Flyover. Like I said, get ready for another year.
Next year, when you ask me about my worsts, I'm going to talk about this episode.
I had a lot of fun.
You're not gonna remember this episode?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, where can everyone find everyone?
Everywhere.
Yusuf, where can they find you?
At Why I Love Movies on Twitter and whylovemovies.com. I'm really enjoying Criterion Channel. Last week I did queer cinema. This week I'm doing British cinema, and I think I'm gonna expand it to next week because I've been watching a lot of good weird movies that Lon recommended. I'm like a cinephile, y'all.
Nice. TJ, where could the good people find you?
I'm suspended on Twitter right now, but you guys
So
can
funny.
find me eventually at TJ Dex on Twitter, and then you're on Flyover State of Film YouTube, which is a channel. Come check out all the episodes, guys, from the first one to this one, 27th episode, I believe. 27 episodes, 1 year. Super happy about it. Love y'all.
Brian, where can they find you?
You can find me out kneel down pensively watching my mailbox for the flag to go up and down on its own. But when I'm not doing that, I guess you can find me on Twitter at Hercules. You can watch my show or listen to my show, DVD Bunker, if you can find it somewhere. And find me here for as many years as these bastards will have me. I'm going to ride this one till I die. You're not getting rid of me. I made 3 episodes, and I'm going to make it 300 episodes.
Hey,
I'm going to be an old man complaining about teens on here and shit.
All right. Well, you can find me at Chandango and on the DVD Bunker, just generally talking about my DVD collection. And that was a great episode, everybody. Have a good night.
Peace.